So you have a finished manuscript, but no publisher is going to publish your work. You pretty much get a thanks but no thanks letter in the mail. Well, I'm here to tell you why you keep getting rejected, and it's not what you think. Reasons 4 and 5 are going to surprise you, and if you want to know what those are, stay tuned. Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to A Writer's Corner. My name is Lisa, and I am a working mom of 2. I was also a teacher for almost a decade before making the switch to office work so that I could be a mom and have a peace of mind. I am also an aspiring writer, more so a frustrated writer, a blogger, and a content creator here on YouTube. It's a lot to juggle, I know, and that's why I created this space. A Writer's Corner is for you and me to learn and write together as we juggle work, kids, and life overall. In today's video, we're going to be discussing rejection in the publishing world. Now, I've sent a few stories into writing competitions and I just get a thank you letter. I've never made it to the top. And you may have gone even further. You may have sent query letters to agents, editors, and like me, you just get a thanks for your interest letter. I'm here to give you 4 reasons as to why you and I cannot get any piece of work published. 1. No writing background. I went to college to learn how to teach. I also did 1 year of child psychology. My background is in teaching and child psychology and development. And when you look at my resume, I have years upon years of teaching and library work. I don't have a background in writing. The most educational writing I've done is 1 creative writing class in high school, along with 1 fiction writing class in college, and children's literature if you consider that. I didn't go to school for writing. I didn't spend years working on different types of writing, critiquing others' works, nor reading in my areas of interest, i.e. paranormal, history, and romance. If you compare that to someone who has a writing degree, not that you need one, their resume looks better than mine. Even an editor for a magazine has a better looking resume than mine because they work in that industry. And you may be in the same boat as me. So what does that mean for you and me? Because we are clearly at a disadvantage. We need to start writing and publishing ourselves. We need to start building our writing background. And this could be creating blogs, writing magazine articles, writing tour guide books, collaborating with other bloggers, even writing review articles. We need to write anything that can be placed in front of an audience. 2. No references or connections. In the writing world, that is. Did you know that working in the writing world is exactly like working for any other big company? No big company, like a big publisher, is going to publish the work of a small writer like you and me. However, there is a leeway. If we go back to the company analogy, you can get a job if you already know somebody in that company. In other words, if you have a reference, the hiring team will at least look at your resume. In this case, your manuscript. So what does that mean for you and me? We need contacts. We need to reach out to our writing friends and hold on to them dearly. They could be our writing accountability friend, our book club buddy, as well as a local author. These people may just be our ticket to finally getting published. 3. No money. There was a time when you could start anything with little to no money. For instance, years ago, you could buy several properties and rent them out as your business. Today, however, the housing market is ridiculous. You can't even buy a house for yourself. I mean, I rent. When someone tells you you don't need money to start a business, well, writing is a business. Remind them that in this day and age, you need more than dual income to survive. Inflation is real. I can't even buy pork belly because it costs about $50 for 5 lubs. If we take this to the writing world, you need money to publish. The average cost of publishing is about $2 to $4 grand. Now, there are situations where an author can spend $0, but you also have the other end of it where an author can spend up to $10K or more just to publish. And if you ever look into publishing, even self-publishing, it can be costly. And that doesn't even include traveling and advertising. So what does that mean for you and me? We need to start looking at other routes that are not going to cost us an arm and a leg just to publish. For instance, we could create digital products such as ebooks, and we can sell through Etsy, Teachers Pay Teachers, and other sites like that. Amazon also has their KDP program that you could join in order to publish your own works. Or put your writing on your blogs and other sites such as that, like if you write fan fiction, and gain your readership in that way. Take advantage of these other sources in order to distribute your work and get them published without it costing you a ton of money, if even. And before I continue with the list, comment below, what has been your struggle when it comes to getting published? Comment below so that we can share all our struggles as a community. Now back to the list. 4, no audience. Now this one really surprised me, but it makes sense if you really think about it. Because a big publisher is busy working with their already established writers, they don't have time for small writers like you and me. And why? Well, because we cannot guarantee them a profit. A publishing company, along with the writer, puts in money to get the item published as well as distributed. And their hope is to get more money in return for this overall process. That's called a profit. Sadly, many companies base this on whether or not we as writers have an already established audience. There's a better chance that both parties are going to profit because there is already an audience waiting for the writer's works. In other words, if you have a big following on your blog, chances of your readers buying your novel is pretty high. So a company is going to then publish your work. But if you have no readership or following like me, you get rejection letters. So what does that mean for you and me? We need to start building an audience. This audience can be our writing accountability group, our reading club, viewers here on YouTube and our blogs, and so on. Now, is that a long game? You bet. But I've been doing research for many years up to this point, and I'm finally giving in to the research. And so should you. And 5, no story. I know what you're thinking, but Lisa, I do have stories. I have tons of them. Well, me too. But that's not what I mean here. Story here means plot. You don't have a good flowing plot from the beginning to the end. Sure, you have character wakes up on page 1 and on the final page, character is finally satisfied with their life or they die. However, that's not a story. Specific things need to happen in your story. Plot points in your story need to happen in order for your story to continue and to flow. Think about the piece of writing you're currently working on. What conflict happens that forces your character to get out of their comfort zone? Which other characters do they interact with along their journey? And of course, what climatic event happens that changes your character forever? These plot points and more need to occur in order for you to have a story. There's also one more piece of vital information that you need in your story, and I've already made a video on that, so I'll link that down below for you to view. Overall, this means you and I need to go back to the drawing board and view the outlines to create our story. We need to fill in specific events or plots and make some changes. Only once we filled in these plot points do we have a story worth writing, completing, and publishing. To recap it all, if you're struggling to publish or get noticed by a publisher, you may be dealing with one of these 4 reasons. Reconsider what you can do to up your chances of getting your work out into the world. And I wish you all the best. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to watch my other videos to give yourself some tips and tricks on how to get published or just to keep your creative juices flowing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. They could be our writing accountability friend. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to watch my other videos to give yourself some writing tips and Be sure to watch my other videos to give yourself some tips and tricks on how to get published or just to keep your creative juices flowing.